So are you thinking about buying a home here in the Atlanta area the next 6 months and you're kind of wondering, what's the Atlanta real estate market been like? Are prices going down? Is this a good time to buy? If those are questions you're asking yourself, well, I'm here to answer those in this video. So we're gonna get right into it. But first, my name is Molly. Welcome to my channel. If you are new or returning and you wanna know everything about living in the Atlanta area, make sure you follow along by hitting that subscribe button. Give this video a like, it does help me out. But as always, if you have questions about your upcoming move, you need help with that home search, shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email, or if you have any questions or comments, you can always put them down in that comments box below as well. Okay, I get this question asked all the time, hey, how's the market doing? Is it, doom and gloom like the headlines, are saying? And I will say the good news is we're entering into more of a seasonality market that we're used to in the past. It's no longer the craziness that we saw in 2021, 2022. We're coming back into seasonality. Now, what do I mean by seasonality? I just kind of mean that, there are ups and downs in the cycles throughout the year of when you're gonna get higher demand and higher number of homes listed on the market. The big peak time is in the spring here in Atlanta, like most places in the US. So we're gonna see high buyer demand, more sellers putting their homes on the market in that spring months, and then it kind of tapers off in the summer. And that's exactly what we've seen this summer. It's kind of gotten quiet, not too quiet, but if you go and look at the numbers that are released here, the number of sales that executed between June and July, it really tanked, and so you would think, oh my gosh, with less homes getting sold, the prices must be dropping, right? Wrong. Prices have actually pretty much stayed flat. We're not seeing huge increases, but we're not seeing decreases. In fact, the July numbers are just out, and the median sales home price for a home in the metro Atlanta area was $395,000. So that's actually up 1.3% from the year before. Now, keep in mind, this is a median sales price for all of metro Atlanta. I wish we could find a lot of $395,000 homes. That's getting so hard. Affordability, like a lot of other cities, is such a big issue. That's a whole nother video, but I do wish there was more affordable housing. Instead, we seem to be building more and more apartments, which I don't know if that really solves the answer either. Anyway, I digress on that. So here's the thing. So we're seeing prices remain steady. How is that happening when we're seeing less homes getting on the market? Well, the whole problem is, we got this higher interest rate that's been lingering right around the high sixes, not quite in the sevens, but high sixes. And so it is keeping a lot of homeowners that would potentially sell out of the running. And so we're not getting that inventory into our market. In fact, there was a report that came out and it said 9 out of 10 homeowners have an interest rate on their mortgage below 6%. And I believe it's like 80% have something under 5%. So it's really hard to convince a seller to sell their home and buy at a higher interest rate unless they have a big life change, moving out of state for a different job, or they desperately need a new, bigger home because they're expecting another baby in the family, or there was a death or a marriage, kind of big life events. We're seeing that kind of homes, getting sold on the market. But some people, they would love to have more space or maybe downsize, but hey, why trade in my house for a higher interest rate? That just doesn't make any sense. So that's really keeping the supply tight. So buyers are having less to choose from. Now, there are a lot of buyers that are kind of taking a time out. They can't afford a 6.8% interest rate and they're kind of on the sidelines. Now, there is another set of buyers that the interest rate doesn't matter or affect them quite as much. I'm not saying interest rates don't affect people, because it does, but some people can still handle that higher interest rate, and they're looking for homes here in the Atlanta area. And while there are homes on the market, there's not a lot of great inventory out there. So we're about 2.5 months of inventory, so it's kind of creeping up just a little bit, which is nice to see, but there's a lot of bad inventory out there. So if you are a homeowner here in the Atlanta area and you've got a home that is a good product, that is good location, good price, and great condition, then you will probably have multiple offers on that home, because buyers are still looking for really good homes in the Atlanta area. There's just not a lot of good ones to choose from. Now the days on market is at 11 days, which a year ago this same time it was only 6 days. So you can see that homes are still sitting on the market a little bit longer, but not very long before they get sold. And it really kind of depends on which, area of Atlanta you are looking at. Some of these transitional areas where the homes are actually a little bit cheaper, they don't fit everybody's, idea of what they need in a home, because some of these transitional areas have their smaller footprints, they're smaller sized homes, and some people need bigger spaces. So that is going to have a longer days on average than, something in a Morningside or a Virginia Highland or Midtown or Old Fourth Ward, where it's very walkable and a desirable area, very popular. Those places can tend to sell a little bit quicker if they're priced right and they're in really good condition too. But the good news is that, unless it's a hot property, then there is a lot more room for negotiation for buyers. In fact, I had 2 buyers this summer that we were able to get $25,000 and $30,000 off of the list price. Now, that had to do partly because the sellers just listed it way too high from the get-go. So my buyers weren't having to deal with competition, and they were able to negotiate repairs or get compensated for repairs. As far as what I think is going to happen this fall, now I have no, crystal ball. I can't really predict, but what I do know is that, we are seeing more seasonality. So I think we'll see, a few more sellers put their homes on the market this fall. We usually see that in September, October, and things kind of slow down as we get into those holiday months. One plot twist would be interest rates. If they were to fall, in that high 5s or even mid 5s, that would be great. But it would be great because I think a lot of sellers would, that wanted to sell, they would probably be willing to sell at that point, and that would release a lot of inventory. But there's a lot of pent up demand here in Atlanta. There's a lot of people moving to Atlanta. We had 65,000 people move to Atlanta in 2022. So a lot of people still looking, and if those interest rates drop, it's going to flood the market, and we're going to have that problem of too much demand, not enough supply, prices go up. I hope this brief market update of the Atlanta area was helpful for you. Now just remember, the best time to buy is when you're ready to buy. Until next time, you guys, make sure you're reaching out to me, whether you're thinking about moving tomorrow or next year and you need help with that future home purchase. Reach out to me, shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email. I am here to help you. Can't wait to hear from you. So until next time, you guys, I'll see you around the neighborhood.